Number 4. Now, elephant in the room, obviously, no Kimberly.
No
Sarah
Kimberly.
Paxton was Marnie in this one. And I had read that Kimberly was available. She just never heard from Disney Channel. With you, what was that like, having to completely change who you're working with? Because that was a big deal at the time. I remember even being a kid being like, no offense to Sarah Paxton, but I'm like, who's this? This isn't Marnie.
Right. Yeah, that was a tough one because I remember everything was already rolling. You know, I had like read the script, and they were very sure that they wanted to go ahead with that fourth movie. And I think I'm still not 100% sure what the reason is that Kimberly wasn't able to do it. But I just remember hearing the news that she wasn't, and I just pressed on because at that point I think I was 20 maybe, and so I was definitely an adult. Definitely didn't have my parents around with me, and so there was an element of that was like, well, that's really sad that we're not going to have Kimberly, and I don't know why we don't, but we got to be a professional and we got to do the job, and I went ahead with it, and it was an adjustment for sure. Sarah is great. She was really fun to work with. And it became just a different process. We didn't, because looking back to the first one, our families weren't around, so we weren't like doing weekend activities and bonding and pretending to be brother and sister and stuff like that. We were just kind of two professional adults with these characters, acting like we were brother and sister. And she was honestly really, really, really great to work with.
Yeah, 100%. Were you too far in, like, how far into it were you, the process of coming back for that one, when you found out there'd be no Kimberly?
Gosh, how far was that? I think what they had done was, this was the one where I think they weren't sure that maybe they thought I might have been getting too old for the part. And so they wanted me to come in, and they wanted to take pictures of me and, send them up to the producers and stuff, and just make sure that I still looked the part. And
look yourself. That is that's so weird.
It was a little unnerving because I really obviously after playing the character for so long, I was in love with the character and didn't want anybody else to play the character. But I got through that. I went in and took the pictures, and they said that was fine. And I think that's about the time where I heard that Sarah was coming in instead of Kimberly. So it was pretty much I had already agreed to it. I was already, things were already rolling pretty fast.
You don't have to get into it, but do you think if you weren't as far along as you were, there would have been a chance you wouldn't have done it without Kimberly?
I'm not sure. I never really thought about that too much because again, I didn't know that I wasn't told the reasons why Kimberly couldn't make it. I was just told that we were getting Sarah instead, and I don't know. I couldn't say.
And that's fair. Like you said, you were already far into it that it's kind of hard to think back now. Like you had the mindset of we're just chugging along.
Yeah, exactly.